All right. We are back. It's been a very long time since I've done one of these, but a lot's been going on, so I definitely felt that it's time for me to do a new episode of the T52 Films Podcast. This one's going to be a little long because there's a lot that I have to say, because a lot of stuff that I've been posting has been kind of confusing some of my cast, because so many great, awesome, and blessed things are going to be coming to Turn 52 Films, and we're going to be taking new ventures that I never thought that we'd be taking before, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm really psyched and stoked for that. Let's go ahead and talk about the first thing that's been going on. Before I'd probably say like in 2011, either 2011 or 2012, I filmed a series called the Dream Weaver Chronicles, and it was just one of those times, one of those moods that me and my muse just were just feeling about, writing some dramas and some feel good stories, and none of the horror stuff that I love, because horror is my number one thing. But every now and then, me and my muse, we do like writing some feel good stories or some sad stories or some dramas, and that's what I felt like doing with the Dream Weaver Chronicles. It was I believe it was 10 short films. Of course, one of them being a feature, but it was split into two, so it was like a short film putting together as a feature. And yeah, so that was about 2011, 2012, and just recently, this year, I felt me and my muse just got one of those moods again, that we were just like, you know what, let's do the Dream Weaver Chronicles again, because we had a lot of fun doing that, and I can definitely say, for the first 6 short films that we've done, I've had a blast. This has been the most fun I've had in a while. It's been like the cast that we've been getting, the crew that we've been getting, the location, the stories they've just been a blast writing. I've been loving writing all these stories, and just every set that we've gone to, it's just been amazing. We started in March with The Long Slow Goodbye. That was a remake from one that I did in the first Dream Weaver Chronicles. I didn't hate like the acting or the story with it, just that I didn't have the equipment that I needed for it. Some equipment was missing that I really, really needed for it, so a lot of things didn't come out exactly the way I wanted, so I always knew after we were finished that I always wanted to remake that. But I knew it would be tough, because the young actress that we had, Tiffany Dion, she did such a phenomenal job. I just knew it would be really hard to find someone that can do that again, but lucky enough, I did find Taylor, and Taylor was just awesome. He was just so much fun to work with. And so then after that, we did Homecoming. Homecoming was a story that I've wanted to do for a while. I wanted to enter it in 15 Minutes of Fame, but I knew to make it's tough for me to write short films being 15 minutes. Like 30 is like my max. I have done 15s before, and I've done 20 before, but it was really hard with this story. I knew it had to be a little longer, and the cast that I got to work with that was just so good, because the story dealing with PTSD, and the performances were just amazing, phenomenal with that. The next one after that was Daddy's Little Girl. That's a story that I wanted to enter into the Action Film Challenge. It's one of the challenges that we have here in Florida, and I never got around to submitting for that and getting the cast and crew we needed and get the 30 days and film the little film. I never got around to doing that. So it's a story that I've had put to the side for a while now, and I knew doing this Dream Weaver Chronicles again, I was like, okay, I definitely, now's the time to do that. And the actress that we got for that, Paige, was just a badass. She was such a badass, and one of our main villains in it, Christina, who's also another badass I've worked with before. Their fight scene was just so good, and I knew it would be good, because both of them have the martial arts background, and they have the acting chops, and it's just, I can't wait for everyone to see that one. And then right after that, we did Bittersweet. That's a story that originally was supposed to be in my first web series that I ever did, which was called Stories of the Paranormal. But I knew that story really didn't fit what was going on in Stories of the Paranormal, because that dealt with a lot of ghost stories and like spirit stories, and I knew it really didn't kind of fit everything that was going on in that. So I put it off And I mean, one of these days I know I'd go back to it and do it. So it's actually kind of cool to get the cast that we got for that, get the performances that we got. My two leads, man, their final scene, like I was in tears because it was so good. It was so emotional. And I love the way it came out. So that's another one that I can't wait to put out there. So then right after that, we did The Right Choice, which is another remake. Um, that's another remake of another Dream Weaver Chronicles story, original story from the first time I did it. And before, I really didn't have the resources or the locations to make it fully make it the way I wanted. So with that one, when I first made it, it was kind of the end of the original script that I just made into one short film. I always knew I wanted to do other scenes with it, so getting a chance to remake that and getting a chance to work with a lot of the young actors and some newer older actors was a really fun experience, and that was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun filming that one. The little girl in that, Riley, man, whew! I'm so glad to be working with her again because she is good. Like after every cut, I was just like, wow. And then after moving on, moving on to Faded, which is wow, that story. That's another story, short film that I knew I wanted to enter into a film festival, but a lot of the film festivals, like their time limit is like 15 minutes or less. And to fully tell this awesome love story, I just knew that I'm just not going to enter it in film festivals. Well, not those type of film festivals. I just know I'm just going to film it the way I wanted to film it the way it originally was. Just in this, I guess you could say short feature or feature short. I like to say like their most short films are sometimes like are 50 minutes, but they're not long enough to be called a feature, so they're a feature short. And getting to work with everyone either new or I've worked with before in this story, especially the ending, just acting out that scene, man. I just felt it. I was just in tears like instantly. I was just like, I was just in tears because it's a very sad story. I know one of my leads, Sarah, when she first read the script, she was just in tears. She was just like, wow. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's deep. It's another deep one. It's another emotional one that had me crying. And it was a fun 4 days. It was a fun journey doing Faded. It was a very fun journey doing Faded. And yeah, the first six, like I said, have just been so much fun. I can't wait for the next six just to keep keep the momentum going. All right, so now we're getting to what's probably going to be me rambling a lot because there's a lot, there's a lot of stuff that I have to talk about. Because, like I said, I've been posting like a lot of things, a lot of great, wonderful things are coming to 252 Films. A lot of stuff that we're doing for first that I'm nervous about and excited about at the same time. But like I said, I've also been confusing a lot of my cast. So, so here we go. All right, so the next thing that we got going on is going to be having a photo shoot for Bittersweet and Faded, the two films I was talking about earlier, two emotional ones I really feel that I'm going to be putting in film festivals and getting things going on there. Then we have a table read for 5 of the next 6 films that I'm really looking forward to. Love is a Battlefield. The New Kid, which we're not having a table read for. I kind of wish we could, but, it's just going to be tough just because I'm scheduling. Unity, which I'll be talking a lot about that. Emily, the lesson 2, which after the first lesson I've been asked a lot of times for that short film, like, when is the sequel coming? Because a lot of people really love the story to the first lesson. I loved it too. It's one of my personal faves that I've done is the lesson. So I'm actually really excited at the cast that we got and being able to film the sequel to the lesson. And then another film that I've tried on numerous times to do, to do, and something's always happened. But I feel with this story, the script, with this cast, and the way we're shooting it, I feel like it's finally going to be done. And that will be Indigo Ascension. Now, Indigo has been in my mind since 2007. I've wanted to do this universe for a long time. I've written so many stories in this universe. In Indigo, I've written so many versions of Indigo. I've in various other films have been influenced by Indigo, like The Hunter's Moon, Hunter's Circle, The Night Shift, When the Night Falls, even the Awakening. All those films, Kindred, all those films were birthed from Indigo. Indigo was the mother, and Indigo birthed all those films. There's a little bit of Indigo in all those films because I've never been able to properly do Indigo. I've tried so many times. And I feel like with this script and this cast and the locations that I'm looking for, I feel like it's finally going to happen because it needs to happen because I've loved Indigo I've loved that universe, that the whole mythology and everything about Indigo for so long, and I feel it's finally gonna happen. I just know it. It's finally gonna happen. That's been one of my babies. Next to the Bailey case, which I've been so blessed that happened, and it's gonna be hopefully starting up again. And it's been Indigo. Those have been two of my favorite things that I've been writing. So, and amongst the other thing, which being Unity, but I'll get to that in a second. So, Emily, which is almost like an entry into Indigo, because all the stories in Dream Weaver Chronicles, they don't connect. The only two that actually connect are Emily and Indigo Ascension. So, Emily kind of giving you like a glimpse, like a little peek into the Indigo world, and then Indigo Ascension showing you everything that's going on. I'm hoping that everything works out this time with Indigo Ascension, so then I can finally do the Indigo Chronicles trilogy. I've tried it before. I was actually going to try and make it 4 films because one script was so long I had to split it into 2 scripts, but that's gone. That's gone. So, but now I'm hoping to start off with Indigo Ascension, then go to Indigo TL, and then finish it off with Indigo the Gathering. I'm hoping that I don't have to recast anyone, that just this time I'll just take my time with it. After the first film hopefully gets done, to where even if I have to fly out some cast members, that we keep the cast who are in all 3 movies intact, because I really want to do this trilogy. I really do. I was very lucky to get the Hunter Saga done, which was essentially 3 films and a web series altogether. Like I said, it was birthed from Indigo, so there's a lot of Indigo stuff in it. I've been lucky to get the Night Shift Book 1, Book 2 filmed and in the can. I can't wait to premiere those. When the Night Falls, that web series, that's in the can to premiere those. But they've all been birthed from Indigo, and I'm hoping this time that it finally happens. I really am. I got my fingers crossed. I've already had to recast a couple of roles, so I got nervous, but they're just a couple, as not compared to the previous times trying to do Indigo, where I've had to recast a lot. So, praying to God, cross my fingers, cross my toes, that this time Indigo happens. With that being said, let's get to the very, very long part that I was talking about before. Unity. With Unity, I've never. I like zombie movies. I don't love them. I do love The Walking Dead because I love the drama part of it, and the special effects with the zombies are just amazing. Like Greg Nicotero's a genius. I love 28 Days Later. I love 28 Weeks Later. World War Z, the book was better than the movie, but for what they were able to do and salvage, the movie was okay. But there have been zombie challenges here before. people have asked me to be a part of, and I'm just like, I'm not, like, I'm not really into zombie movies that much, but the story of Unity it just came to me with me and my muse, and I just wrote it, and I love the characters. Like Stephen King, like I've said before in numerous podcasts before, he's my favorite author of all time because I love his character development before the horror. Like he can have movies, a lot of his stuff, like he doesn't even need the horror. That's like an added bonus. That's icing on the cake. That's kind of how it was, kind of how it is with Unity. Like I love like all the characters. I love the dynamic of it. I mean, so back to my point. I told you I was gonna be rambling, but with Unity, the first script was 66 pages, and I knew that's probably going to be another feature short. But in my mind, I knew that possibly, maybe, this might be a feature. Like I might as well just go ahead and just go for it and make it a feature film, because even after I was done writing the Unity script, I still had a lot of story in my head that I cut out because I knew I wanted this to be like a feature short, not a feature. Because I already knew I had a feature coming in Indigo, Ascension. But I also knew that I always see like a lot of film companies here, like sometimes they'll go on location, they'll go out of state, they won't film in Florida. Just in Florida, I should say, they'll film someplace else. And I always wanted to do that. It's like, I always want to get Terminal 52 films to the point to where we can film on location too. And we got very, very lucky that with Unity, because I'm wanting to extend it into a feature, and I want to go on location for some of the stuff that we have some great acting friends that I've worked with before who live in Atlanta. And they're coming on. They're going to be helping me, not only just helping with the casting out in Atlanta, getting some Atlanta actors there, but then also the locations there so we can shoot in Atlanta. And then another actor friend of mine who some of my actors that I've worked with have worked with her, with Jennifer. You should probably listen to this, Jennifer, because I'm going to probably tag you in this. She lives in Arkansas, and she was sending me some pictures of her house and her land, and I was right off the bat, light bulb on top of the head. I was like, man, there's another location. So I've already announced it on Facebook, but I'm going to announce it to my cast. Unity is going to be made into a feature film, and it's going to be shot in Florida, in Atlanta, and Arkansas. And I'm really, really excited for that. We've already casted our Arkansas cast, so we're set there. I might add some more because I'm going to definitely need some of my roamers, which are pretty much like infected people. So they run. They're not zombies. So they're kind of like, just about like how the infected people were in 28 Days Later. So they run. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I might add a couple more characters in Arkansas. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely got my cast set there. I'm going to be working on casting in Atlanta, like I said before, which I'm really excited about, thanks to my friends who are out there. Also bring in a couple of Florida actors who are going to be in the Florida stuff, but they're coming with me to help out on crew and also to film some scenes out in Atlanta. So that's going to be very, very exciting. So to all my cast, just to let you guys know, we're still going to be filming Unity on June 11th, June 12th, and June 18th. And then we'll keep the schedule going, because then after that I know we're filming The Lesson, and then after that I know we're filming Indigo Ascension. And then in the beginning of August is when we're going to be going to Atlanta. Probably going to be getting like one of those traveling buses. Like another good friend of mine, Caramel, brought up a really good idea, because I was planning for like to rent a van or something. And she's like, hey, why don't you just get one of the traveling buses or something and go out there? I was like, that's a pretty good idea. So we're probably going to end up doing that. Going out to Atlanta on the 5th through the 7th, be filming some scenes out there that I've already written, and they're pretty cool. And then we're coming back and we're going to be filming some more Florida scenes on the 13th and the 14th. Some more backstory, some characters who in the original script weren't like really fleshed out that much, but some of their backstories are pretty cool. Then on August 19th through the 21st, we're going to be going out to Arkansas, probably flying because a drive to Arkansas is going to be pretty long. And for that, definitely went and hired, pay for a traveling bus for that. Probably, if you don't fly, then maybe a van. Just take like a road trip, go sightseeing and stuff when we go up to Arkansas. And we're going to be going out and filming out there. And then Unity, like I said, after all that stuff is done, all the new new scenes, I should say, are added all up, it's going to be turned to a feature. All the added stuff I called Unity 300 Days. The main reason I called it that because it's 300 days before what happens in the original Unity script. So there's a lot of backstory going on there. It's just going to be a blast just taking the crew that I have coming with me, going on location, filming in Atlanta, filming in Arkansas. Going to be so cool to work with some other people, some other production companies. It's going to be a blast. I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to get Terminal 52 films to the point to where we can go on location and film stuff. I'm still staying in Florida. We're still going to be based out of Florida, but still being able, like I've been so excited the chance that we're actually going to have to go to Atlanta and film and go to Arkansas and film. It's just mind blowing to me. So mind blowing. And I can't wait. Just for the remaining 6 films in general, because each one of those stories it's been so much fun writing this. The Dream Weaver Chronicles, again, I'm loving these stories. I'm loving everything that's going on, and like I said, every set has just been a blessing and a privilege. Just every set, just to have people, not complain, show up, work their butts off, and just refine and improve their craft. And it's just been amazing. It's been so amazing to be able to do this. So, once again, saying again with Unity, to my Unity cast, we're still filming the original script on June 11th, 12th, and 18th. And then, as I said, then we'll, of course, go to filming the lesson and then filming Indigo. The lesson 2, I should say, and Indigo Ascension. And then in August is when we're going to Atlanta and then come back to film stuff in Florida and then film in Arkansas. And it's going to be, I've been trying to, focus on the photo shoot and the table read, and focus on getting ready for film number 7, which is, I'm still amazing. We got 6 done. We got 6 in the can, and now we're going to film number 7. That's just awesome. I'm trying not to focus on the Unity stuff as much, but man, I can't wait. I just can't wait. So hopefully, I'm hoping with this podcast that clears up everything for my Unity cast, because a lot of them were confused. It's like, wait, what? What's happening? What? I know I wrote a big note to all of them, and still I know some of them are not on Facebook as much, so they're just like, what's going on? What? So I'm hoping that clears everything up for anyone. And like I said before, we've got some great new adventures, some great blessings coming 252 films away. I love the crew that we have. I definitely love to add more. I try to tell my actors this all the time. It's like, guys, if you guys want to do, more than just act, if you guys want to do behind the scenes, want to do crew work, let me know, man. I'll put you to work. I'll show you what to do. The crew that we have now is so awesome, but we definitely have lots of room to grow and add more people and add more positions. And I'm just so excited about where we're going. So, with that being said, hope everyone has a great night. I'm so looking forward to posting up more stuff on the Dream Weaver page, which is facebook.com/Dream Weaver Chronicles. I'm definitely excited to work on the next 7. I'm excited about all the other things that are coming up. The Night Shift Book 1, Book 2, which is facebook.com/The Night Shift Film. Safe Haven, When the Night Falls. Just so much good stuff is coming. Also, we're finally going to be getting our website back up, which we're really happy about that. So we can put all the stuff that we got for sale, like movies that we've had. They're going to be having our store. I'm looking forward to get our store back up with all of our movies and our merchandise, shirts and mugs and postcards and, of course, the DVDs and stuff. So that's going to be coming up real soon. If not the end of May, then probably June. We'll have our website back up and we'll have the store back up there. But anyway, I'm long-winded enough. I'm really excited about what's going on for T52 Films. T52, get infected. And as I always say to everyone, on every set and almost every post, let's get it!